As always, welcome to the channel. Today, I've not got nothing new to show you. I do have a couple of new items. I'm going to do a video on each of them in the upcoming couple of weeks or so. But today, I'm addressing a lot of the emails and comments. Everybody's asking me, how do you run your portable power stations, running your 120 volt appliances, TV, stuff like that, every day and night, continuous. And I'm going to address that. I'm going to take you more or less with me on a little run. I'm going to show you exactly what I do when I get out of bed. And then I'm going to show you what I do when I switch it over when I go to bed. And then again in that morning. So that way you see exactly how I do it each and every day. I've had some people call me a liar. I've had some people say, prove it to me. So I figured that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to walk you through it with me and show you exactly how I do it each and every day. And got a few little things to show you, tips and tricks, stuff like that. But let's get started, and we'll just act like it's about 6 in the morning because that's when I usually plug up my the daytime solar. So let's just take it from there and come along. Now, just to start and let you know from the very beginning what's going on, this is my outback building. I have got 3 arrays on it. I've got 700 watts here, 700 watts here, and another 700 watt. Each panel is 100 watt, and I call this my blue array. So just kindly keep that in mind. My blue array is on the building. We'll walk over here. Just want to explain everything to you. That way there ain't no guessing. Here is my 600 watt array, and I color coded this one yellow, and I can move this one around to face the sun any way I want. It tilts and swivels. But again, this is 600 watts. And my yellow array, right there is another one. This is a 420 watt. Each panel is 110 watts. I call this one my green array. So just keep that in mind, and now we'll head in the house. Now here are my power stations. For those of you who don't watch my channel regularly, just give you an idea of how many I got. Some I've paid for, some I've not. Most I've paid for. Got my 2 Dabsons right here. Love Dabson, I really do. More Dabsons. So, just to start off, I get up usually around 4:30, drink my coffee, watch a little bit of the news. Well, about 6 o'clock is my personal designated time to switch over my solar. And just like I showing you right here, that is a Ops Mega 5,000 watt unit. Over here is the Alcatel P5000. It's a 5,000 watt unit. Over here, down there, I have got a Pecron E2000 with 2 expansion batteries. Turn that light on for you. It's a little over 8,000 watt hours. Right there is my FozzieBot. It's a 3,000 watt unit. And then my Dabson right here, it's a 3,000 watt unit. So I have plenty of units to get me through the night that, as long as they're topped off, they will get you through the night until the next morning. You don't got to worry about solar input or nothing. So like I said, usually about 6 o'clock in the morning, I get up, I'm already dressed, have my coffee. But at 6, I'll come in here. And right now I have my refrigerators, freezers, TV, security camera, all that. Let's walk in here. I'll show you. Here in my dining room, this stand-up deep freezer, that refrigerator. And when I turn them off, I'll show you that they're off, but I'll prove to you, you know, they're on right now. Got my TV going, my camera monitor, my camera system down there, all that. 6 cameras, but I need to fix that one. It's died on me, but we're powering it. Come in here. I've got my double door kitchen refrigerator. You know, the lights on. Just want you to know they are running. And then I have my stand-up deep freezer here in the pantry. And right back here, that is my home grid, you know, like at your house, you know, you got your wall sockets, you know, adapters. This one right here is my solar. I put this in, and that wire right there runs down under the floor and just cuts over into my bedroom and comes up behind my dresser. Just like my refrigerator here, I have added this right here. It's got some USB-A, and it's got 3 AC outlets. It drops down behind my refrigerator, and I have added another wire coming up with a female receptacle, and it goes under the house into my bedroom. I have one under here. It goes under the floor into my bedroom. And the same with my living room right there. It just travels under the floor into my bedroom. And what it is, I've just basically made an extension cord. On one end, I've added a male receptacle. On the other end, I put a female receptacle. And behind my dresser here, this is where all of my cables come up, wires, extension cords, however you want to name it. But from my pantry, dining room, kitchen, and living room, they go under the floor and they come up right in between that dresser and this filing cabinet right next to the wall. And I've put the male receptacle end on them. And I've got a power surge, a heavy duty one. I just printed a piece of paper off because I'm not going to take all those off, pull this out and all that just to show you that. But this is a 20 amp. I am going to get me a 30 amp just to be on the safe side, but this one's worked great. You got a little breaker right there. If it ever kicks off, you just reset it by hitting the button. But it is setting right in between. You can see it right there. And all of my living room, dining room cords come up. Then I plug them in to the receptacles right here. And then this cord comes out. And what it is I've took this yellow extension cord, took the female end and plugged it up to right here, to this cord. And then this end, all I do is plug it up to a power station. And then this right here, this Oops Mega 5 is powering everything that I plug up in my dining room, my living room, kitchen, and pantry. So I've just basically made my own extension cords. Then they all come to the power surge strip right here. And I plug up my cord and plug it into a power station. There's my power. So I just want you to understand that. And basically what I've done is, let's just pretend it's 6 in the morning. This thing is ran all night long, powering my fridges, freezers, TV, security, all that. So what I do at 6 is I pick a station, whichever one. I'm going to pick this one, turn it on, and we're going to use this one for the day. And I'll go ahead and just plug the solar up to it. And in the mornings, you know, it'll be 0. Eventually it'll move up to 15% solar, or 15 watts. And it'll just keep moving up 30 watts as the day, you know, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, I'm getting full, you know, 500 to 600 watts. So this thing stays topped off at 100% solar and battery. And all day long, it'll run like that. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this one down. But I want to tell you this right now. With everything running, The Oaks Mega 5 or any 5,000 watt or 3,000 watt power station has no problem running everything I just showed you. But where we're going to be putting it on a 2,000 watt power station, if you just unplug my yellow cord and plug it up to the Blue Eddy, with everything that I've showed you, you know, right here, surging at one time, it'll either kick the breaker in the power strip right here, or it'll overload this and you'll have to reset it. No big deal, but that surge from all of them at the same time, it just can't handle it. So what I always do every morning, I'll just come right here to my kitchen fridge. I unplug it. Then I go in here. That's the only one I do just to be on the safe side. I come down. I turn off my AC. Take my cord. And I'm going to plug it up to my Blue Eddy here. So there we go. And I just want to show you something real quick to prove it to you people. Everything is off now. No power. For those that don't believe you can do this. TV. And I know you can hear my house shoes clattering on the floor. Sorry about that. Like I said, everything's off. Now let's turn the AC on. There went a surge. I hear the freezer going. There is our power. So now this is running. Refrigerator's running. TV's rebooting. Security cameras and monitor and all's rebooting. Right here's my deep freezer. You can see the light on. Just to prove it to you. There's the light. You can hear it running. It's plugged up. That beeping is my monitor and cameras kicking on, resetting. So now we need to plug this in. The surge is over. There we go. Now all of that now is running off of the Blue Eddy 2,000 watt unit. Not a real big unit, but believe me or not, it's big enough to do a lot more than you think. And like I said, in the mornings, like I said, 6 o'clock, I hook it up to this, or even the Oops or whatever. But right now it's the Blue Eddy. I'll hook the solar up, and all day that solar will keep this thing topped off at 100% battery. So everything's running literally off of the sun. Then roughly, 4 or 5 o'clock, that sun starts going over and kind of going down, and you'll start seeing your battery percentage drop. But by 8 o'clock, that's usually when I go to bed. I'll lay in the bed watching my news till about 10. But 8 o'clock is my nighttime time that I roughly switch everything back over to a big one. And when I come in here to switch over to like the Oops or the Alcatel P5000, my battery level will roughly be around 40%, maybe 35. Now in the summer, it'll go to like 8 o'clock at night because I get plenty of daylight. But now this is for winter time. So like I said, it still holds its own until I'm ready to switch it over. And when I'm ready to switch it over, all I do, I come in here, I turn off my AC. And again, I'm just going to show you just to prove it. We'll just do one because there are so many people that swears that I'm trickery and I lie, but I don't. So it is off. And like I say, I just take my cord, unplug it, and which it could be different ones, but we're just using this one for the demonstration. I hit my power. Everything kicks back on. And with this one, where it's so big and it can handle that surge, I don't got to unplug my kitchen fridge. I just do that when I'm hooking to a smaller unit, a 2000 or smaller, 1500. But yeah, I do this every day. So now I'm ready for nighttime. I go to bed. This thing carries it through the nighttime again until 6 o'clock in the morning. Then I just repeat myself. So anybody that tells you that you can't use portable power stations to run your home on your 120 volt, they're crazy. Now I know it'll be hard if you've just got one 5,000 and maybe one 2,000. Yeah, because it's going to be hard to always get them charged up to 100% every time, because some days you don't have great sun. But me personally, if you could get one decent sized large unit, a 5,000, or maybe like the Pecron F3000 with an expansion battery, or the FozzieBot 3600 Pro, if you can get one of them for your nighttime, and then possibly buy you a couple of 2,000 watt units, whether it's an Alcatel, a Blue Eddy, the Oaks 2400. It's like these Blue Eddies. You don't have to buy everything brand new. These two I bought brand new. That Blue Eddy, and there's one more back there. They're all used, second-handed. And I'll tell you what, them used ones, they run just as good as the brand new ones. Long as it works, when you buy it, check it out. If you're going to meet somebody, get a used one, just check all your ports out. Make sure, bring you a little solar panel, make sure it takes charge. Check your AC. If you got another power station, plug it into that other power station, make sure the AC charges. If it all works, then it works. But yeah, you can power your home 120 volt off of portable power stations easy. So I just wanted to show you that. And now we're going to get back to what I showed you with my solar panels. I had my blue array, I had my yellow array, and I had my green array. Well, if you look at my power stations, I have got a green sticker right here for my green array. Over here on this Pecron E2000, I have got a yellow and a green, so it can take either one of them arrays. Right here, the Enor, it can take the yellow or the green array. We'll move over to here. The Blue Eddy can take any of them. But now, like this little Jackery 1000 V2, it can only take the green right there. And you're asking, why is that? It's because of the voltage. Right here are my arrays coming in. Here's my yellow array cord right here. You can see I've got yellow tape. And then right down here, I've got tags. My yellow array, the 600 watt, it has 65.7 volts coming in. 600 watt. Well, that 65 volt is way too high for this little Jackery. I forget what it is. I ain't got my glasses on and I really can't read that. But the Jackery cannot take that. If I was to plug up my yellow array, it would fry the Jackery's MPPT controller. Now right here is my green array. I still can't see that good, so forgive me. My eyes are very bad. 39.66 volts. So the Jackery can take that. I have another one. Yeah, right here. 420 watts. And then right here are my 3 blue arrays. You can see them. I've got it written down there, but it's I forget, like I forget the voltage. I'll be honest with you, I really do. But anyway, I think it's like 95 volts, 95 point something. But that is way too high again for like the Jackery. So this way I color code them. And if I'm not home and my wife needs to hook up solar, let's say the Alcatel here, it's pretty much on 0 and she has to hook it up on solar. She ain't got to guess about the voltage or nothing like that. She comes right over here and sees, well, right here's the green array. I just plug it right up. No, she ain't got to sit there and think about it. Like here on the Fozzie bot, it'll take all 3 of them. It don't matter. Just plug up any of them. But my blue array is more voltage, more watts. Then it drops down to my yellow array, 600 watts. Then it drops down to the least, the green one. So that's why I like the color coding. And if you look right here at Harbor Freight, this is electrical tape. All these colors right here, 6 colors, they all come in one pack. I'm wanting to say between $5 and $6. That's why I bought them. They'll last you forever if this is just what you're using it for. And like I said, you can do your array Anderson cables coming in, or just put a little piece of tape, cut a little square, stick them on here, however you want to do it. That way you don't get mixed up and forget and maybe frat. And right here, these are the little ends. I've told you before on other videos. That's an XT60 to an Anderson. Right here is an XT60 to an XT90 female. XT90 to Anderson. Just different ones. Little jacks here. Just whatever you need. But like right over here, see on my blue array, that's what these are. They're Anderson, and I've hooked on the XT90 to it. And then these right here are handy. You got the MC4 connect. Then on the other end, you have these right here. You get an Anderson XT60, 2 different size barrel ports. On this one, and you can switch them around, barrel port, lighter port, XT60, Anderson, and I forget the name of that one. I don't use it, but I forget the name. But if you need it, right there it is. But you can get these off eBay, Amazon, Temu, and you just connect them to your solar array Anderson cable coming into your house. They're just little tips. And right here, I highly do recommend getting you some Anderson cable, extension cable. Like I said, them little ends there, I can put them on this end and that end. And what I do is if my cord, like right here, it won't reach that top one over there. So I'll use this cord and put my ends on it. I'll hook it right there, and I'll just lay the roll right here on top of the pick rod, and I'll reach right up here so I can grab it and hook it right to there, and that'll charge my Blue Eddy on top. And now, just like my Alcatel P5000, I have got its charging cable MC4 plugged into it right now, and I have a short extension cable going to it, and it comes up behind the table, runs along the back, and you can see it right there. I put it through the handle of that one just to hold it, and I'll grab it here. And see, I just attach this end. I'll plug it right up to, my yellow or my green. I ain't got to jerk it out or nothing. It's sitting right there. I just got to turn it on, let it charge when I plug it up. Don't ever have to move it or nothing. So just little tips and tricks like that. It'll help you. You ain't got to break your back. But yeah, that's my routine. And I just repeat it every day that I have sun. There are some days that we go out of town. Some days we just don't have no sun. But that's what I do each and every day, 6 o'clock in the morning and roughly 8 o'clock at night. And like I said, I run my refrigerators, all that stuff off of it. You just need to Get you a little surge protector, a good one, not no little plastic Walmart one. Either get you some heavy duty cables, extension cords, and run them where you want. But I made my own to go under the house with house wiring and receptacle ends. Like I said, everything's running right now. And on that Oops Mega 5, it'll run all night long. So your TV's on. So I just wanted to show that. Don't let people tell you that portable power stations will not run your home. No, they won't do your hot water tank. They won't do your cook stove on top, you know, the oven and all. They won't do your central air and heat. But other than that, I mean, and your clothes dryer, they won't do that. They do make them. You know, there are some brands that do have a 240 volt. But other than that, I can run anything in my home. I want to microwave something, you know, air fry, get my induction stove out, fry some eggs on it. You know, we can get by easy with these right here. So I hope that answered a lot of questions. But yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. If you have any questions, post them in the comments or email me. My email is in every video's description. So check it out. But hey, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too boring for you. Just trying to let people know how to get by on portable power stations. You know, a day in my life, you know. So, hey, I appreciate you. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care of your family and your friends, and God bless.